Yo. You know what it is. Good morning. Once again, it's on.
Is it? Is this thing on?
Ooh.
There we go.
Sky Omaha in the morning. Wake up, get your funky on. Good morning.
Hey.
Ooh wee. Feeling good, feeling great. How are you?
Hey.
What's going on, First Skyers? Welcome back. Season 4 in full effect. On this Monday, July 18, 2022. I see y'all piling in. What's happening? Oh man, they coming in strong. I like it.
Yes, sir.
Good morning once again. You're listening to First Sky Omaha Radio. First Sky Omaha in the morning. Paul B, Buddi3 Da Gawd, Star Trek Rich. All of you, we just chilling right now, y'all. Firing it up. We got some good mornings already. Good morning from Terry Bricker. Brother Valentine said his own like Donkey Kong. See, that's some grown folks talking right there. That's old school, old head. Facebook user, new phone, who's this? It looks like Mark Manners asking that.
Yep.
Okay, Mark Manner, what's happening, man? It's First Sky Omaha, bro. Paul B, Buddi3 Da Gawd, Star Trek Rich.
You know who it is.
Mama God says, good morning, First Sky fam. What's happening, Mama God? Amy Huffler says, morning, familia. Good morning to you. I love it. Oh, Judy Printer says, welcome back, fam. Missed you all. Judy, I saw you out there at the parade. You got some good photos of you out there. Josh Tagg, my man, says, welcome back.
Yeah.
Your dreams of your ticket out.
Hey. Indeed, man.
Oh, he Mark Manor the clown. Talking about he don't know who it is no more. I got you.
Okay. Do you need a reminder?
Miss you too, bro. Appreciate all y'all jumping in this morning so early with us. Thought I saw Pops up there. What's going on, Pops? Said a momentous Monday. Welcome back. You were sorely missed. Appreciate you, Pops. The wordsmith speaks again.
Actually, I need to tap in with your PB3. I met with my grandfather. That was pretty nice a couple of days ago, and he's telling me he's working on a book. Yeah, gotta get some tips. Gotta pick your brain a little bit. That's all.
That's what's up. Okay, man, love that. Speaking of legacy books, I finally picked up that Walter Vincent Brooks joint.
Gotta say the whole thing.
Man. It's already page 1 is already I ain't putting this down for a minute.
Okay. No Shadows After Dark, right? That's the name of
it. It's a page turner, bro. I went to the Afro American bookstore and got it too, so it felt good.
Man, shout out to the Afro American bookstore.
Yes.
Reopening. Not just in North Omaha, but a national gym.
Bro, that's real. We ain't got a whole lot of bookstores in the country left. Well, we just partying with y'all this morning, just ready, firing it up, getting in here on this Media Monday. You know what it is. Season 4, First Sky Omaha in the morning. We following the money this season, y'all.
Man.
Got lots to talk about, got lots to learn, and most importantly, lots to discuss with you. So welcome back. do us a favor and please share the show if you're on Facebook. Share it on your page. Let's go ahead and get as many people in here as we can to speak.
Yeah, man. Also, I would like to say while we're talking about sharing, I'll put this out. Paul and I have discussed expanding our reach this season. We were definitely still going to be talking about things happening in our backyard in Omaha. But we're also going to be bringing in more Atlanta people. We actually have DJ Votto coming in on Wednesday, who's been down here in Atlanta doing his thing. Definitely looking forward to that. Kind of being able to pick his business mind. And then just gonna be expanding our reach this year and trying to not just talk to the Omaha people, but tell the country, possibly the world, about what's going on in Omaha, and also tell people in Omaha about what's going on in the world. So definitely share, not just to your friends in Omaha, but share to anybody who you think might tap in, might get what we have going on here. Share it to your friends, share it to your family, because we're definitely trying to grow and expand here in season 4.
That's what's up. Appreciate that. Is everybody hearing us okay? Leah Keister is over in YouTube saying, good morning, can't hear. Is it on my end? Let us know, Facebook users or whoever's out there, if we are being heard. Yeah, I'm pretty sure somebody would have said something by now. So it might be you, Miss Keister. I'll go ahead and send a message back.
Yeah, and plus I think Pops just responded to my book call out. So yeah. Okay.
Oh, she got it. Okay, cool. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Yes, good morning to you, Leah Keister. Appreciate you tuning in as well. And yeah, welcome back. But as Buddy was talking about, we're going to do some expanding, but this all is based on conversations that we're having with you, which is what our whole reason for getting up in the morning is about. And trust me, people are listening. I've gotten a lot of feedback over the break about people who are tuning in and listening to what you all have to say about things, and that sways some things for them, sways what kind of stories are being shared and written about, and all kinds of stuff. So this stuff right here is very much needed. There's you know that we partner with other news groups. We do this on Media Monday, usually Noise. I talked to TD Sanders about coming in representing the Omaha Star. We got Flatwater Free Press, and we got Noise, and we have the Reader, and all those news outlets write and dig deep, and they come in and they talk about what the issues are. Our place is to discuss those issues with you and get your feedback, and that's what this is all about, and that's why this is important. So really appreciate you tuning in and continuing to tune in and hang with us, because nobody's really doing this kind of like constant roundtable. This is kind of a weekly, several times a week, discussion on who's doing that. Who if Omaha World Herald would catch wind and be like, hey, let's write some articles and then have some discussions with the people about these articles 3 times a week. That's the level at which we're working on right now. That's what we're doing. So we're just happy that you guys are with it too. Vince Chapman says no sound too. I wonder what's going on with the sound. Amy Huffman says I hear fine. Test. Leah Keister, I'm not sure, Brother Chapman. He's on Facebook too, so I'm not really sure what's going on with that. But
is the video muted on their end?
Not sure. But that's making me nervous now. The second person that said that, although Leah Keister seems to have worked hers out.
Yeah, well, just see if it's muted, because I reposted the video on my page and yeah, it was muted.
Okay, Judy Princess says she hears us. Mama Guy says she's on FB. She can hear.
She can hear. Okay, yeah, it might just be you, Brother Chapman.
I'm gonna write him right now. Check your sound. Sound. See, it's still early, y'all. Still early.
Good to go now. Good to go now. Okay.
I appreciate it. How you feeling about getting up this early again, buddy?
Actually, I still have been getting up kind of around this time. But I'm feeling good. I'm not gonna lie. Kind of like 30 minutes before the show, I was not sure how my stomach was gonna react. I think my body is telling me it's about that time to cut out red meat.
Ooh.
So yeah, I just need to go ahead and listen. But seeing all the people in the chat, seeing all the chat chimers, seeing all the friends roll through, is definitely picking up my spirit. So glad to be here, man. As always, man, looking forward to the conversation. Looking forward to just another season.
Yeah,
more growth.
Yeah,
I enjoyed this.
We got some good things coming. Let's go ahead and get the show rolling and started and all that good stuff, and then we'll be back and talk about what we're going to talk about today. Because we're just going to kind of chill and give some big ups and some props to Omaha. And talk about Omaha issues. There's a lot going on in Omaha right now that I feel like I want to celebrate first before we get into all the drama,
the hoopla,
the hoopla that we usually do. But lots of good things to speak on this time too. So very positive Monday morning, Monday, July 18th. We're already in the middle of the year, 2022. Whew, lots of good stuff coming up, but we're gonna fire it up and let's get it rolling, man. Let's do it. You ready?
First Sky Omaha in the morning. Paul B, Buddi3 Da Gawd, Star Trek Rich.
My comrades.
Back from vacation. Yeah. All of you. Let's go.
Let's do it. That's right. Good morning. Once again, First Sky Omaha Radio, First Sky Omaha in the morning. Paul B, Buddi3 Da Gawd, Star Trek Rich. This is Monday, July 18th, 2022, the very first start of season 4 for us. And the theme of season 4 is follow the money. And man, lots to talk about when it comes to that. Of course, all of this is a discussion with y'all. So thank you for getting up early with us this morning. Please tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. Looks like everybody's good to go on the sound now. So really appreciate that. My brother Manor says he's walking in the woods and he can hear us. So that's what's up.
Okay. Well, be careful out there,
Appreciate you. Judy Princess says, I love y'all. Love you too, Judy Princess. Appreciate you. Mama God say you sound good today, Paul and Buddy. Glad you had a break and ready to hit the ground running. We ready. We're ready too. I feel we needed that break. I did not get up, keep getting up early in the morning. I slept. I was doing some mean sleeping in. So I was a little nervous about whether or not I was going to be able to get up again at 5 o'clock in the morning to come and do it. But worked out good. Quick, just step right back into it like nothing had changed. So woke up and was ready to go,
Kind of. I mean, I definitely took advantage of a couple mornings myself.
Man,
definitely. That trip to Florida was much needed.
Tell me about that. What did you do?
Found my way near the beach.
Right near the beach. I see.
Man. Man, just took a family trip. Big shout out to Mama God putting in the work to plan that. The way she plans things quite immaculately. Went smooth. So yeah, it was nice, man. Just went out to Florida. It was kind of in the Disney World, Universal Studios area, Orlando area, and then made it out to Cocoa Beach, kind of by Cape Canaveral, where they shoot off the rockets and things with NASA. Okay. So it was in that area. It was quite nice. Got to see the sunrise on the beach. I mean, the view was nice, but you remember that it's middle of July in Florida, so was cooking.
It's sizzling out there, bro.
Oh man, sizzling. It was not. That's an understatement, man. It was definitely. I just felt my arm tanning in real time. It was quite the feeling. But yeah, man, quite rejuvenating. Got to take the babies down to the beach. Got to sit little mama in the beach for the first time. Nice. She enjoyed it. Yeah, man. Got to see my brother and my niece for the first time in over a year. So yeah, it was good to just see the fam, man. Good to see the fam, be around the family, and just kind of regenerate, re-get those vibes. So yeah, definitely appreciate Mama God for putting that together.
Love that, man. That's what's up.
Man.
Yeah, we planning on the trip pretty soon as well with the fam. Next January, we're supposed to hit Cali with the fam, or actually December, I believe it is. So we'll see a nice little family trip. Hopefully, work on some music while we're down there and all that. And then of course we got our trip coming up, man. Oh, before I get too far down the line, I did see that Blackity Black gave us a good morning sunshine. Good to have you all back. Appreciate that. That's a new name. I'm not sure who Blackity Black is.
Okay.
I know it's somebody we know though. It got to be somebody that we are frequently talk to. So that's what's up. Amy Helpless says Cocoa Beach is cute. Vaughn Chapman says shout out to Senator Terrell McKinney on his return trip from Ghana. Man, you see?
Yes, I did see that out in Accra.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. See, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. There's some good stuff to talk about that's been going down here. Some good things to.
Oh yeah,
yeah. But before we do
yeah,
that, let's let them know about the trip that we're coming up on here. As a matter of fact, in a couple of
man.
weeks.
Yeah, it's gonna be here before we know it. A couple of weeks, Paul and I will be embarking, and we'll be, trying our best to document this whole trip. But we will be going to Napa Valley for the Blue Note Jazz Festival. And there's some Omaha connections there. Of course, we will be out there chilling with my man Terrace Martin. We'll also have man, some heavy hitters on the lineup. Of course, Thundercat, Kamasi Washington. I mean, we had just spend the whole day talking about the lineup. Really, like this trip is gonna be a good time. Definitely looking forward to that. But we're also planning to work some things and hopefully drum up some opportunities for Omaha and possibly get some shows going. So we'll see what we can do. But yeah, man, looking forward to it. Just really taste making. Looking forward to introduce y'all to some new vibes.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing, man. Like we're finally coming into what it is that we do, and making the connections that we make, and trying not to just discuss the issues that's going on with everybody in Omaha, but like affect some things that's going on, bring some culture to the city. Talking about how that culture really kind of connects with Omaha. I mean, there's a lot just a lot that we can talk about. That has to do with all that. So that's what we're doing. That's the trip that we're really, really looking forward to. I got to try to find a thing, man, because like I can't
the lineup.
As soon as I start thinking about what the lineup is, I'm like,
you're gonna forget somebody. I mean, Erykah Badu, Jazzy Jeff, Shaka Khan, D Smoke.
Here it is. I just found it. Check this out. Yeah, this is the lineup here is I'll tell you what, I was deciding that we had to do this because I was feeling like I missed the block party. I missed Dave Chappelle's block party.
Dave Chappelle.
That's how huge this is. Like I was like, this is something that we cannot pass up. Number one, this is going to be historical, legendary situation. Number two, because of our relationship with Terrace Martin, he's said, yeah, come through. We'll make some introductions. Just come on through. First, they added a Friday, the 29th, Shaka Khan, Kamasi Washington, Madlib, Chris Dave, and the Drumheads, Kenny Garrett. I mean, look at this.
Formerly known as Kenny G.
Come on, man. Dinner party with Terrace Martin, Robert Glasper, Snoop, Kamasi. They're also going to do the Midnight Miracle. They're gonna do the podcast. So the podcast that we look up to, we get to go watch live and check this out. Next day, Yazim Bey and Talib Kweli Black Star. So that's Most Def for those who don't know who Yasin is. Also Thundercat, Flying Lotus, Soul Rebels, the Jizza. I mean, we can go on and on, man. Maxwell the third day,
man.
So anyway, and Dave Chappelle hosting this whole event. So this is something that we're because of what we're trying to do and because of the culture that we're trying to bring, we're able to get in here and talk to some folks and hopefully bring some folks back to Omaha, bring some big shows and so on and so forth. Facebook user says that you're rubbing it all in, sold out. Yep. It is. It sold out. It literally sold out like the day after I bought the tickets. Like it was that bad.
Man.
Yeah. Oh, Blackity Black said Ty Williams. Okay, what's happening, Ty Williams?
Okay. But we are again gonna document some things and bring some content to you. It's not just about us, treating ourselves and going out to this concert, but we are working as well and are just looking forward to bringing more content to y'all over the next year and beyond with these things that we're doing. Also, again, as we talked about, we'll be getting into a little later on in the show. This season is about following the bag as well. So we're gonna hopefully get to pick some of these artists' brains and see what their business mind is talking about. So all of our artist friends out there, look out for that. And then just looking for other opportunities. They're going to be talking to some business people and things. So yeah, this season is bringing a lot, and we're excited. We're excited.
Yeah, one of the things that we had planned on doing anyway was to bring artists to Omaha using our connections and this pipeline from Atlanta to Omaha, and also my connections out in LA and stuff. And that's those of you that went to like the Terrace Martin Curly Martin show at the Benson Theater. That's what this was all about too. Was firming up relationships. And those, we have a direct connection to Omaha with all these artists. I mean, all these artists that are out and doing huge things, that are signed to Blue Note Records, that are traveling the world doing these huge concerts. There's a direct connection here. They all know who Curly Martin is.
Right.
You can call Kamasi Washington and Thundercat, and all of them know who Curly is and know that Curly's in Omaha. And there's a direct connection there. And that's the reason why we're definitely going to keep on talking to these cats. This is our realm. This is our world. This is how we tie in everything that we tie in. And like Buddy said, I love the fact that we get to pick their brains on how they are being artists, being working artists that make money, and what kind of money those artists are making, and the kind of money that they are infusing back into the Black community, and all the things that they're doing. And that's we have a really nice angle to go talk to these cats about and build those connections as well. So
yeah,
really looking forward to that, and bringing something back to y'all. And if we have shows in the future, then it means First Sky Omaha fam gets exclusive to come in on those and all that good stuff. It'll trust me, if we can't get over there to California to see this, then we're gonna try to bring some of that back to Omaha. That's what it is. You just went dead. Okay, while you get that back on the tip, I'm gonna jump into the chat real quick because I missed Judy Prince's comment. She says the Pride Parade was beyond beautiful. All people loving each other. We are all together, strength in numbers. That's what's up. I saw a lot of people. There was thousands of people that went out to that Pride Parade. That's what's happening. I saw DJ Short T up there DJing in the street on a float. It was pretty awesome. So yeah, it was something else. I saw some really good pictures. Mike Mackian, who's a photographer that we use a lot around, had a really good layout of photos and stuff like that for that day. So definitely check that out. We said I got an Assalamu Alaikum family from Facebook user. I don't know why Facebook is not showing the names, but I know that's got to be Brother Muhammad because he always gives us Assalamu Alaikum.
Alaikum salam, brother.
Yeah, good morning to you. Thanks for joining us. Once again, it is the fourth season now of First Sky Omaha in the morning. This theme is Follow the Money. Last theme was Space is the Place. We talked a lot about the space that we occupy and what we are supposed to be occupying and how we can occupy more, where we are in the state of the world and the state of the universe. And this time we always come back to this one thing, man, where we say follow the money when it comes to all issues. And so we're going to do that a lot this season. And we're also going to do a lot of financial literacy this season as well, too. This is something that we're on personally and trying to learn more about. And so there's, we want to talk to everybody about this as well, especially right now while we got millions of dollars coming into North Omaha.
Yeah. We're still going to be talking about the multi-million-dollar win that the dynamic duo, really not even just a dynamic duo, but the whole dynamic squad. I mean, we definitely got to include Brother Tony Vargas, a lot of the other senators are a part of this whole panel to bring hundreds of millions of dollars to not just North Omaha, but also South Omaha, the Lincoln area. A lot of people who need it will be getting some funds. So we'll be talking about that. And then also, just nationally, I've been hearing a lot of things as far as droughts, famine. It seems like it's going to be a long winter. So we're definitely going to work on, trying to get you as much information and as much tips and tricks financially to make it through this thing. Because I've heard we're officially in a recession. Is the markets, that the housing markets, everything that we've been talking about over the last season and not really last couple seasons, they're still going on. So yeah, we're definitely going to follow the bag this season and try to make sure that everybody can at least put some food on the table, man, because it's not looking good. It's not looking good.
Yeah. Miss E says, I forgot everyone could see it except you. I don't know why that's the case, but this is Miss E. Glad to have y'all back. Thank you. Appreciate you. Glad to have you back as well and around, and lots of stuff to talk about there. It's funny what you were just saying about food shortages and all the things that's happening. I just saw something on Instagram where they uncovered a whole underground tavern that they got in St. Louis where they stocked up a bunch of food for the next 30 years.
I did see that, and that's not supposed to be the only one. I heard there was multiple ones across the country. So, yeah, that's why I was like, man, how long is this winter going to be, man? How bad are things going to be? So, yeah, man, buckle up, try to educate each other, each one teach one, and yeah, we can make it through this together.
We'd like to hear from you. Let us know what you did over the break. Let us know what the concerns are. I tried to unplug over the break, so I wasn't even watching the news much at all. Definitely needed to kick back a little bit and detox a little bit from it. So let us know what the hot button topics were the last, how long we been gone? About 3 or 4 weeks?
Yeah, about 4 weeks.
Yeah, let us know. Von Chapman says inflation as it relates to so-called affordable housing. We're still talking about affordable housing for sure. I'm quite sure we are.
Yeah, man. Actually, I saw a story where there was a school district. I forget which area, but a school district recently invested in like 120 or so unit apartment building for their employees to live in. And the article's question is this going to be a model that we see more and more as, you know, the affordable housing issue continues. And it just was a crazy thought. Thought. But yeah, definitely inflation. A lot of things happening financially, some things that I personally don't fully understand. So definitely looking forward to learning a lot more this season along with everyone else.
Yep. And of course, there's, like I said, a lot of good things that just happened. Even on the financial tip, man, a lot of ribbon cuttings that's been going on. I see Sunita Budai is in the house saying good morning, all. Good morning to you too. I know that you got a ribbon cutting coming up too. So it's ribbon cutting season for real, man. Shout out to Stable Gray who just opened up their office. Shout out to Trishana who just reopened Mixins.
Man,
Had a big one over there too. Benson also became the national art district, and so they did a ribbon cutting there in Benson.
really?
So yeah, man. So there's a lot of stuff I'm learning about what that means for us to be a national art district, a recognized national art district now.
So like that whole
in
strip,
area. The whole area of Benson. Yep.
Yeah. Nice.
So yeah. The whole strip, the whole downtown, around the back, around where Jerry's is, the whole little area that has all the bars and art places and everything that's around there. So that's what's up. Also, Noise had a huge ribbon cutting as well. So they opened up a building downtown. Yep. And we'll talk more about that. We were supposed to have somebody from Noise coming in today, but that's not going to be able. They couldn't make it, but they're going to come in and talk all about this in this program. I talked to Matt Wynn today at Flatwater Free Press. The program that they have, where they're training journalists, they said took off way harder than they thought it would.
Man, that's a good problem. That's a good problem to have. We've been talking
problem.
about this citizen journalist mentality and just the concept of everyone, you know, taking it upon themselves to tell the story, of course, with integrity. But again, if anyone is interested in just being a voice and having their voice heard, again, this program with Noise will equip you with some of the technical skills, if you will, to be able to do that at a high level. So yeah, man, we're excited, looking forward to seeing how this goes, and I'm definitely glad to hear that, you know, people were kind of jumping on it early.
Yeah. Our first season was journalism as activism, and we were in the plans working with the Reader and working with Noise and other organizations to do exactly what Noise is doing right now, which is train journalists. Matter of fact, we're still talking to them about doing a little bit of training for broadcast journalism, podcasting, and stuff like that, and working with Noise in order to help them in that niche. So we're just real proud that they were able to team up with all these other news groups and put this together, because they teamed up with Flatwater Free Press to do it as well. And this little conglomerate that we got of alternative news is really happening and really going to generate some good stuff. So we need, of course, more people of color to go sign up on these things. We need those voices more than we need every other voice, to be real, because we are lacking in those voices right now as far as journalism is concerned. But everybody can get down with it, and it'll be an easy process. And you got really strong journalists behind this program teaching you how to really do what you need to do. So that's what's up. And we'll talk, like I said, we'll have them on and talk more about that for sure. We do have Chris Bowling from the Reader coming on today, though, so we can talk a little bit about what's happening there. And then we already are starting to stack the guests up, man. We got Katie Rain and DJ Votto that's going to be on Wednesday to talk about the stuff they're doing. They're a media company and going strong. Big Atlanta Omaha connection there as well. Votto started in Omaha and moved to Atlanta. And his connection business partner, Katie Rain, is out here doing the thing out here in Omaha. He has a whole crew in Omaha still doing media. So lots to talk about there. I love it. Got a good morning, y'all, from Facebook users. Still not understanding why I'm not seeing who it's our program, man. The program is not showing who they are. So sorry about that. But thank you for joining us. We really appreciate you coming on in and giving us a good morning. Again, if you're on Facebook, share the show on your page for us. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. We're definitely going to continue to have the discussions and grow the audience to have the discussions with. So we appreciate it. January 6th hearings have been on fire. Prime time hearing this Thursday. Leah Keisha says, Pop says the January 6th committee has been on fire since you guys went on hiatus. Okay. I haven't paid attention to none of this.
Nah, I haven't either.
Like I said, man, I had to detox from the news a little bit, for real. I don't know about you. How'd you do with that, buddy?
I mean, if you're on social media, you're definitely going to come across some things. A lot of people are like, I've heard, about the Roe v. Wade situation, and you hear certain things, but not necessarily going out to look for it. So I try to detox, but as much as you can, just in this this climate, if you will. But no, I have not really paid attention to the January 6th committee hearings. Definitely, if y'all have a quick just update on what's going on with that, let us know. Does it look like Trump is going to get charged? That's the main question. What are the charges looking like? So yeah, let us know what's going on with that, and really anything else that you guys have been paying attention to. Of course, for me, I know the Roe v. Wade was a big thing that a lot of people were talking about and paying attention to over the break, and some of the things that have come out as a result. I know Clarence Thomas said some things. Yeah, we don't have to get all into that.
Hey, you know what I was thinking about? I saw a picture of Anita Hill. It was a meme that Anita Hill was on this meme, and it was like, if this is the picture of a person who can say "I told you so,"
man.
And I just was thinking about like this. I've been hearing about this fool since I was a kid, man. We've already been through several rounds of like comedians talking about the Anita Hill. Welcome to the job, baby. All that stuff from back in the day, man, from the 90s. Like, he's been clowning for some decades, bro. Decades.
Yeah, I actually have not been paying a lot of attention to him, but over the last couple years, I'm learning more and more that yeah, not it. It's not it, man. It's not it.
So I pulled up the show on my phone, and I'm seeing DJ Votto is in the house. What's up, DJ Votto? He's one of the ones we're seeing as Facebook user here. So appreciate you coming through there. Also, Kimra Snipes gives us a good morning as well. She's also another one of the Facebook users here. So got to go to the phone and get the names, but I appreciate everybody that's tuned in. Mark Manor says the takeover of the NEGOP from Ricketts to the Patriots was something else.
Don't
know it. I'm not knowing about that one. Yeah, let us know on that for sure. Yep. All right then, man. Hey, I got to tell you, I'm very happy to be back. It is 7:34 right now. If you believe in the concept of time, and we're just kind of on here talking, just catching up with you. Let us know what's going on there. Vince Chapman says, "Is Clarence Thomas going to be recalled?" It's a good question. You know about his wife being involved with the January 6th stuff, right?
Yeah. And she's from Omaha, right? If I'm not mistaken, there's an Omaha connection.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So
I went to high school with Ricketts or something, probably.
Wouldn't be surprised, man. Would not be surprised at all.
Wow. Todd Vincent. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say maybe cut the break here pretty soon, but the chats keep coming in, so I don't know. They might not let us.
Yeah, we can go to a quick break here. Todd Pinson says, "Morning love, first Sky. Appreciate you.
Hey,
appreciate you too. Who gave us a yep? Gave us a yep over here. I got to go over here and look.
Man,
Miss Erica Felt. Okay, that's what's up. Mark Banner says it was a coup. The Herbster people run the NEGOP now. Ooh. We gotta
look into that one. We gotta look into that one. Also, a quick reminder as Leia Keister comes in, we are live on YouTube, so definitely make sure you tell a friend about that live on YouTube and Twitter, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, definitely check us out. Tell a friend, share it, spread it. We're back, season 4. Follow the money.
Yeah, man. Tanaya Patterson says, "Good morning. Miss y'all faces." Hey, what's happening? Appreciate you. Yeah, we missed y'all too. I can't wait to continue to talk a little bit more about some things with you guys for sure. We got to talk about our brother Marlon Briscoe.
Man.
We got to talk. A lot of things to celebrate though. A lot of things
are going. So yeah, man. North Omaha love. That's what this episode is about.
Let's take a quick break. Come right back. First Sky Omaha Radio. First Sky Omaha in the morning. Paul B.
In the morning.
Buddi3 Da Gawd. Star Trek. Rich. And all of you. Stay tuned. What up? Welcome back. First Sky Omaha Radio. First Sky Omaha in the morning. Paul B. Buddi3 Da Gawd. Star Trek. Rich. All of you. We are happy to be back. This is season 4. Season 4 is going down. Follow the money is what this whole theme is about here. We've been saying it for all 4 seasons now. So that's what's up. Follow the money. So we'll be digging deep. A lot of financial literacy talking going on right now. I like to talk. I've been talking to a lot of people in Omaha about what their side hustle is. That's been my go-to question for small talk for the past few years. What's your side hustle? So
you need them.
Yeah, be interesting to see that. Leia Keister says my nub failed me. I missed that reference. Let me know what you mean. Chrissy Norris says the Nebraska GOP the Nebraska Grand Old Party is a hot dumpster fire. We have a door open for us. We need to make sure we are supporting our Dem candidates. Yeah. Speaking of which, we need to get Beryl Blood back in the house and talk about what's going on with her campaign. Same thing with Tony Vargas as well. She doing leaning on the court over there? Yeah.
Nah, it keeps going in and out or something. I think there might be a short in my cord. I'm gonna have to. Yeah. But we got it.
Pops in the chat says January 6th has proven that Trump knew the rioters were armed and had serious firepower when he sent them to the Capitol. That Trump knew he lost. That he tried a lot of illegal moves we never knew about, etc. It's been the best entertainment on TV. Wow. Okay. We'll check out, see what's happening.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
Yeah, I missed all of that.
What do you guys think? The ones who've been watching it, what do you guys think is going to be the outcome? Do you think Trump will get charged with something? Let us know. Let us know. Judy Printer says, I'm so happy to hear your voices. Oh, I appreciate you. Happy to hear your comments. I'm happy to everybody, definitely I'm just happy to be back and in these conversations. Even though I had to take a break from the news, I really didn't want to take a break from having these conversations because that's like, to me, like I get my day going, get my week started, what the priorities are for the week and stuff, but based on the stuff we talk about. So
yeah,
man, miss y'all.
big miss y'all. And I will say the things that I did hear about, I was like, man, it seemed like it was like a wave of things that happened as soon as we went on break. Like the Roe v. Wade dropped as soon as we went on break. So yeah, it was like, man, but we needed it. We needed it, and we're glad that we did, and we're glad that we're back, refreshed, rejuvenated, and ready to go. So we appreciate y'all, and yeah, definitely let us know what you think about this whole January 6th hearing. It seems like, I guess, to be the hot ticket. But we're wondering what Brother Von Chapman is asking. Will Trump go to jail? That's the real question.
The question we would like to know.
Man,
we got a good morning from Kateri Human Peto. Good morning with some sunshine. Where is this? I'm seeing a yo. Good morning, sunshine. Not sure who that is. Man, this program is making me mad with not putting the names up. Brother Mark Manner says he would be able to be charged with the info out there if Merrick decides to do so. Okay. I wonder if Merrick will.
Right. That's Alicia Strange with the yo. Good morning, sunshine.
Oh, okay. Good morning to you, Alicia. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sorry that we're not being able to see your name here, but appreciate you checking us out.
Yeah.
Judy Princess says, let's talk about love today. Lots of love to talk about for sure. We were talking about this morning, giving Omaha some love this morning.
Let's go ahead and dive into it. Because I do. It's a lot of love to get into. And let's start off with celebrating our OGs. Actually, I know Marlon Briscoe recently just passed, and they're talking about the life and legacy, and celebrating the life and legacy of Omaha's own Marlon Briscoe. I've kind of caught wind of, brother, definitely ahead of my time. Like some of my legends, like Warren Moon, say that he was their legend. So you know what I mean. It's definitely ahead of my time. But as I'm learning more and reading about him, someone worth celebrating, and definitely talking about giving his flowers, if you will. Omaha South grad that went on to do some great things. Actually, history making. Marlo the Magician, as they like to call him, and was actually the first Black starting quarterback in professional football.
Wow.
Did not know that. He played for the Denver Broncos, went on to set a rookie record of 14 touchdown passes. So he was no slouch on the field. But definitely a legend, man. And he came right from Omaha, man. There's actually a lot of sports legends that's from the Omaha area. And again, he's not just being celebrated from the Omaha area, but from the whole sports world. As I mentioned, football legend Warren Moon tweeted on Monday in remembrance of the legend, said, "Today is a sad day for me. One of my idols growing up, Marlon Briscoe, passed away. He was one of few Black quarterbacks of the late 60s that gave me the inspiration that one day I could play QB as a professional." So again, big shout out to Marlon Briscoe. And you kind of fast forward to today with some of the now just finally, a lot of teams putting quarterbacks of color, quote unquote, as their starting quarterback and kind of as the face of their franchise, which the NFL is notorious for being very opposed to that, if you will.
Yeah, I found out from brother. Well, I just drew a blank.
Ooh, brain fart.
Man, I hate when I do that. The actor John Beasley.
Yes, yeah. Talk about him in a second.
My mentor, my guru, John Beasley, who was friends. Yeah, he headed up a lot of the memorial service and stuff like that for this brother. So it wasn't just the sports world that was all about him. It was kind of the whole world. Entertainment world, everybody. I mean, it's a huge idol, huge dude, and straight out of Omaha, and another legend, another football legend out of the Midwest, which I think is really interesting. So, yeah, definitely. Von Chapman says someone needs to a complete movie about Brother Briscoe for sure. I can.
That'd be dope. That'd be dope. I mean, they got what the I just drew breakers on his first name, Jim Brown. They did a movie on Jim Brown,
right.
And as you know, definitely kind of the Jackie Robinson of the NFL, if you will, as far as a quarterback being one of the main positions in the sport. And kind of looking at his life, there's a pretty good Omaha World Herald article that I definitely urge people to go ahead and read to learn more about him. But in this article, it is mentioned that he was abandoned by his father. He was raised in the South Omaha projects, and then up the hill from the gory packing houses. So he's definitely right from the soil, if you will. Of course, Marlon spent more time shadowing pimps and prostitutes than college graduates. So definitely coming from a rocky background, but to go on and to achieve the heights that he's achieved, definitely worth celebrating. And just the fact that, again, for me, anytime we hear about a legend coming from Omaha, is something worth. I know, Paul, you're not from Omaha. You have connections, but you're not necessarily from Omaha. And for me, growing up in Omaha, it was a sense of hopelessness. So anytime I could hear anything worth celebrating from the Omaha area, I'm gonna wave that flag, man, and I'm gonna do it. And this is another one of those shining examples.
Well, I think we all go through that. We from our hometowns, we really feel, we really feel the weight of that, because that could be us, and so I understand that even though I'm not from here, family is from here, so I definitely feel the weight of that. And like you said, man, even from my own personal hometown in California, same thing. I'm always bigging up who's coming out of there, because I know the struggle. I can say the same thing about where I came from, San Bernardino. You know what I'm saying? Like in a lot of ways, there was a sense of hopelessness that went on. So anytime anybody, especially of color, can get propped up, I'm always for it. So that's what's up. Speaking of South Omaha, Kimra Snipe says South Omaha Neighborhood Alliance has created an ARPA accountability committee and invited the Nona North Omaha Neighborhood Alliance to join us. We're getting ready to have a sit down with all of our senators this week about this process, especially in regards to communication and transparency. Y'all have also missed my righteous rants on Facebook Live. Yeah, I think I caught one of those, but I didn't know you had several. But that's a good thing to talk about too. Like you said, this season 4 is about following the money, and so I'm glad that there are members here. There's people of friends of First Sky Omaha that are making moves to keep track of that money coming in, to help make some decisions about that money coming in, because we'll be keeping our eye on it this season in a big way. Also, Wanda Lewis says street naming for John Beasley tomorrow on 30th and Grant Street at 2 p.m. That was something else we wanted to big up too. It was the street naming for John Beasley. There's lots of good stuff happening right now as well, and that was definitely one of them too. So shout out to brother mentor John Beasley. Well deserved. The man has done a lot in the world, but has done a lot for Omaha in a big way. This is going to be a momentous occasion that there'll be a street naming for him. I'm surprised it hadn't happened sooner, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it could have happened a lot sooner with all the things that he's been doing. Not just like you said nationally, but locally. I mean, the John Beasley Theater, the John Beasley workshops that he's done for a lot of local actors, the work that he's done with the Omaha Community Playhouse. Definitely a legend that has not forgotten his roots and where he's come from. So if you can make it out, actually, it's the Facebook event is saying 3 p.m. So is it 2 p.m. or 3? Let's get that clarified. But it is going down, street renaming ceremony honoring Mr. John Beasley. That will be again at 30th and Grant. But yeah, let's try to get that time together.
Yeah. Speaking of honoring guests, we're already running late. We got my man sitting here waiting. Oh, the dude, the man, Brother Chris Bowling.
Hey, how's it going?
Out of the Reader. It's going good, man. How you doing?
Oh, just plugging away, just doing journalism every day, chasing government officials, trying to keep this city accountable.
Man, doing the work.
Trying.
Love that.
Mm-hmm.
Glad to have you back, man. Thanks for coming back on our first day of the 4th season.
Yeah.
Appreciate you coming representing here. Reader. Yeah, man. The Reader's been doing a lot of stuff, man. And I know that Buddy probably has some questions for you. I definitely want to make sure that we talk to you about the series of articles that you guys have been doing, the de-invested, what was it called? The
disinvested.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The disinvested series, because there's now a lot of articles in that series that we can be going back and going through and studying. I'm still encouraging people to read them and to dive deep and to get into them. And we're going to have some discussions about them coming up. So, whatever we talk about today, I definitely want to get to that as well.
Yeah. So, and can I like link this into the chat somehow? So I just published a story this morning
Yep.
that I'm really excited about, and it's about racist housing covenants. And if anyone doesn't know about those, so they are kind of like the original systemic way of and the most direct way of creating housing segregation in the early 1900s, and they were legal up until 1968. But essentially, they were agreements made by homeowners or neighborhoods or whatever, and they just said, most of them, the most common thing was, you're not allowed to live here if you're not white. You're not allowed to buy a property here if you're not white, and they were legally enforceable. Yeah, and just really, just really, really ugly history. And they were, they were very, very pervasive. But the thing about them is that, I mean, if you look at like the Omaha Star, like places like that, they reported on them, like people knew about them. But in terms of our modern context, like we don't know where they were because they essentially exist as documents that are inside of giant books that have thousands, if not tens of thousands of pages of all of the different kinds of documents that properties accrue. And those, I think there's like thousands, like maybe like 8,000 books that like the Douglas County Register of Deeds has. And so you're talking about a lot of paperwork that would just be totally, you wouldn't be able to do it just if you were like flipping through. But now, through technology and all that, they're basically able to use, they call it optical, what do they call it? Essentially software that can read through all these documents and pick out where they think these covenants are. And then once you know where they are, you can map it. And there's a whole nother thing with this story of like trying to involve the community and all that sort of stuff. But I feel like I'm kind of rambling on, and I feel like you guys might have questions. But it's extremely. I mean, they've done this work in other cities. Like Minneapolis is a big one. Seattle, I think St. Louis has done some. But just because I mean, this predates redlining. These practices actually, if you look at some of the manuals that people who were kind of figuring out redlining were using, they're actually told you should look at covenants because covenants are the best way of presenting. I can't remember the exact phrasing; it's in the story, but essentially like undesirable encroachment or undesirable mixing. And even in these manuals, they're like, hey, you should highways are really good ways to separate, good neighborhoods from bad neighborhoods. So you should look at, and what is a good neighborhood? A good neighborhood is a place that has strong zoning and strong racial covenants, things. So it's like, it's very, very important. We know this history, and right now we just don't. And so this research team at UNO, I don't know if I said that, but they are starting the work of basically looking into it. It's going to be a long process. And like I said, it's going to be one that's very community oriented is what they've told me. And so like, bringing people in to help them, pick it out and map it and all that sort of stuff. So I'm extremely, fascinated by it. I think it's a humongous project that people should know about.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, this is actually what you were working on when we went on break. This is something that you've been working on for quite some time.
Yeah, I think it's hard to say. Things just sort of have a way of like overlapping with each other. So probably, yeah.
Man, so definitely glad to see this come full circle and see it come out. This is something that I've kind of caught wind of. I see you have the CL Nethaway real estate card in there, which I brought up in the past. Yeah, it's crazy, man. For those of you who aren't familiar, the CL Nethaway real estate card is a very notorious card that you can find on the internet of Omaha, Nebraska, that explicitly says, I never sell or rent Florence property to Negroes, Japanese, or Chinamen. I mean, it lays it out right there. And again, this is the Florence area. And we talked kind of about, how Florence is even still up until this day. What you see some, I forget the name of that bar down there where Sergeant LaFleur was murdered. And there's a lot of there's a lot of attacks on that business itself. Again, that incident was very unfortunate and just tragic. But that shouldn't be why people in that community are calling for that business to get shut down and their liquor license is always under question. I think there's a little more, to that than that. So again, these types of things. You mentioned St. Louis also, as far as that history, and I know a lot of Omaha people have connections to East St. Louis, and how that community was kind of generated. So definitely looking forward to that. For me, I guess, what was the biggest takeaway for you from this? Like, you kind of you see the CL Netway things, and you kind of have an idea of what, but what was the most glaring? Like, oh wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, I guess so I just didn't really know that they existed in the first place. And the fact that these still, like, they are not, as Von Chapman's saying, like, I mean, so they still do exist, but they are not enforceable. And so, like, these documents, like, the paper is, like, still there with the signatures and everything. I mean, I guess the sort of ugliness of them, I mean, obviously the outward racism is bad, but then you get into, and there's one of these examples is in the story, the neighborhood Underwood Hills, I believe on 72nd and Cass Streets. So you are allowed to live there if you're not white, but only if you're a servant of the household. And so, and this is, these are signed in, I'd have to like look back at it and see exactly when, but I think the 40s or 50s possibly. Like, it's not ancient history at all. And so I guess, and it's the way that it was so systemically, like, like, I think with things like redlining and these other sort of things we talk about, like, it's kind of abstract, like, it's this really big idea, and we're saying, like, oh, this was done, and then it had this effect. Well, this is like the real, like, nuts and bolts kind of on the ground level of, like, people stating their intention of, like, I want my neighborhood to look like this. I don't want to live with these people. And so it's just a lot more kind of like visceral. And then also, talking with people about how, these things just because something becomes illegal, in law, does not mean that the attitudes change. And so talking with Franklin Thompson, who I just saw that he's going to be retiring soon. So shout out to Franklin Thompson. But so he was talking to me about, he was, grew up in North Omaha and was getting married and wanted to, buy a house with his wife, and, they were going to move out to, like, West Omaha. And so he puts in an application with a real estate firm. And this is the story, he told me, so I only have his side of the story, but, he's waiting months and months and months. Nothing's happening. He's calling them. They're like, I don't know what's going on. It's just taking a while. He has a student, because he's a teacher at Creighton Prep, who is an intern or something at this real estate office. So the student's like, well, I'll look into it. I'll see what I can find. And he's looking all over the place, can't find anything, opens up his boss's filing cabinet, and he pulls out the application, and it's like never even been submitted. And so, and when he moved in there, he said he and his wife are the only Black people in the neighborhood. And he says to this day, they're the only Black people in the neighborhood. And so it's it's just, these things have an effect, even if they're made illegal, even if we say, oh my God, like, that's not us, that's not who we are. Like, I think and I think they say this in the story, but until you really address that history, you can never really learn from it. I mean, you got to understand where you came from and why things are the way they are.
Yeah, it's not just that. It's not just you got to why they are like they are. It shows you the baseline from where everybody is learning, from everybody that's doing anything now. They're coming from this whole attitude, even if they're not personally enforcing each of these things. That this is like, that's the first lesson though, and we all know how, like, the first lesson sticks with you, stays with you. So it's really interesting to learn that and to hear that. And like you were saying earlier, some of these things are still on the books, non-enforceable, but still in writing. And and it really goes to show attitude, man. Attitude. That's what this is all about. Like, where are they coming from?
So, yeah, exactly.
Before we get too far out, I want to just give a shout out real quick. I see Ronnie Shields in the house, my man Bozak out in California. Appreciate you, my brother. Long time no see. Also, cousin Rosalind is on the chat too, out in Las Vegas. Appreciate you coming on in, and I really appreciate that very much. So they're talking in the chat a little bit about our heroes being talked about in the curriculum in school as well. I see Von Chapman talking about that. So this all comes back down to education as far as I'm concerned. Not just Marlon Briscoe, not just Malcolm X, but also what Chris Bowling is writing about now, these laws and the things. There's a lot that needs to be in our curriculum in school in order for people to understand like what attitudes are there, where we're coming from, what the real truth is about things. Can you imagine going to school in North Omaha and not ever hearing about any of this stuff?
Man.
I mean, some of us don't have to imagine. Some of us right here did that. So like,
right. lived it.
Yeah.
I think there was an Omaha history class in high school, but it was like an elective that only a handful of people even knew about. So, and I highly doubt they even touched on some of this stuff. But that does bring me to the UNO lab that is studying it. It is a part of kind of what they're doing in their education journey. And I'm kind of curious, can you talk more about this UNO lab and what their goal of, researching all of this is or was?
Yeah. So, I mean, they looked at some other places that did this. So like Minneapolis the University of Minnesota, they did a similar thing where basically, you just get a huge dump of all the kinds of documents. And I mean, like, I've never bought a house, so I mean, other people here probably know more, but like houses accrue so many different kinds of documents. And so you have to you have to use like, a program to basically run through all these, try to find hits, things that might be possible. And they estimate at UNO that there, I think it's 30 to 50,000 examples maybe of this, or somewhere in there, tens of thousands of examples of this in Omaha. So once they sort of weed out like the likely, hits from like the things that are, the computer just picked up something wrong, then the idea is that they'll basically open this up to the community and people can just, I'm not sure exactly how it's going to work, but, log on and say, here's what, like, transcribe exactly what it says, this is where it is, and help them like put it on a map. And the idea is also to not just sort of, be like, hey, this is where this thing was, but to sort of like overlay it with, sociological, changes, like, how did this impact things like poverty or education, or, what sort of like developments took place in this area? Like, how was the highway linked to, North 75 linked to this? Like, and then, so Jade Rogers, one of the researchers, I know she's collecting oral history from people, and I think especially from North Omaha, and I think that that's going to be a component of it as well. I mean, it's really in its like beginning phases, and so I think exactly how it's going to work out, they're still sort of figuring out, but they want it to be extremely community oriented, and it's had a huge effect in Minneapolis. I have it in the story. I should like know this, but they've had thousands and thousands of volunteers who, if you added up like all their time collectively, it's an insane amount of time people have spent like working on this. So, and like the community, they've like started their own like neighborhood groups that are like not even connected to the university anymore. And they're like, we need to, work on our history, like with this and how we're going to address it. So, and, they showed it to the Minneapolis city government and they're like appalled by it. And so there's, I think it's called like the Minneapolis 2050 plan. And it's sort of like a 2040. Yeah. Kind of like an equity. It's like sort of like looking to the future, like a master plan would. But a big component of it is equity. And they specifically cite this mapping prejudice project for the University of Minnesota as like a really informative tool as they sort of built this policy. So, and some local politicians here that I talked to, like they hope that this research can also, be a real tool in crafting policy. Because like I said, it's like it's not like redlining is extremely illustrative, but it also can be a little abstract. This is very like there's signatures on paper, there's dates, like there are cross streets, like it is very close to the ground level. And so anyway, yeah, that's sort of how as far as I understand it, the lab is going to work. But it's right now they're really in the phase of like, I mean, the opening of the story, like there's just big Excel sheets and they're just like going line by line saying like, okay, yeah, this seems right, this seems right, this seems wrong. Like it's a very time intensive process, even with all the technology.
I'm looking at the one of the covenants that you have here, and it says book 223, page 725. So
Yeah,
lots of books, lots of
well, I
pages
mean,
that you
yeah,
have to comb through.
there's at least like 8,000 books, and
Yeah,
the books
man.
can have hundreds, thousands of pages. It's insane. I would love to. I mean, something I didn't get to do for the story, but I mean, I would love to just like, where are all these books at? Are they just like in a giant warehouse? And like, what do they look like? I mean, that's kind of what I mean. I don't know. I was really curious about that. I didn't really get the answer to that question.
I'd like to hear that too. Just jump in the chat real quick. Pop says, "This sounds like a tremendous story. Thank you for attacking the subject and exposing these inequities. I remember my parents telling me about these things when I was a kid in the 50s. We were also the first black family in our neighborhood, and within the first 5 years, it was an all black neighborhood. Interesting.
Yeah, white flight. That's how I
There you
went.
go. Miss E
For
says,
those,
Miss E
go
says,
ahead,
North. I'm sorry.
just go ahead.
Miss E says North High School has North Omaha history class, but yes, it's an elective.
Yep.
I wonder what they teach there. That'd be very interesting. Von Chapman also says how TIF is used in predominantly black areas is a form of restrictive covenants. Example: economic development versus so-called affordable housing. Von Chapman, boy, you be preaching that one,
man.
Very consistent, very consistently tying that back all the time. I'm digging it though. I like where you're going with this.
Yeah, I mean,
most deaf.
Speaking of that, the affordable housing, this kind of reminds me that Omaha did sort of follow suit. Lincoln put together a more concrete affordable housing committee situation, but I believe Omaha recently did put together like a plan or some kind of model to research, like a study, if you will, of affordable housing. So maybe a project like this can inform that as well, and we can see a similar plan like the Minneapolis 2040 plan pop up in Omaha. Also, for those of you who are interested in maybe volunteering or learning more about this study and this project, it is called the Omaha Spatial Justice Project at UNO. Again, the Omaha Spatial Justice Project at UNO. And if I'm not mistaken, the Jay Rogers, is that House of Afros, Capes and Curls, Jay Rogers?
Yeah, shout out to Jay Rogers for people. Most people don't know because she does House of Afro Capes and Curls and does all these costume parties and stuff. She is an educator and a researcher and a teacher. And so shout out to her for helping doing some of that research, doing the oral histories. That's right up our alley, man. That's in the African American Black tradition, if you will, of recording oral histories down through the ancestry. So shout out to her for doing that for sure. Just want to say shout out to Terry Crawford. Good morning. The redlining fellow on I'm the redlining fellow on the UNO project. Just know the restriction covenant conversation cannot be separated from redlining.
Yeah, they are very, very intertwined. I mean, once you that's what's so interesting about this is because you just start to pick apart the layers and you understand like how intertwined they all are. And like, it didn't just happen by happenstance. They literally started they've existed for a long time, but it wasn't until like real estate agents associations became a thing because they were like, oh, I guess we should really like think about how we're like doing property and doing cities. And then the real estate people started talking, and a guy in Kansas City is like, hey, I do these like covenants and they've worked out really well where I'm at. Maybe you guys should think about them. And then you just see them start to spread. And it's, it's not just, there's also, their covenants were restrictive against all kinds of different people. So, Jewish people, and, who was even considered white back then. So, if you were like, like Italian and Greek and
Irish,
like Slavic, Irish, there's lots of ways that it's sort of, but a major component like is how it really affected like Black communities. And so, but it just to understand, it's a very complex, pervasive thing, but it is also its history worth knowing. And I think that if people in Omaha are receptive and will listen, I think it's going to have a huge impact. So I'm really excited to see what they find. I don't know how long it's going to take because it's a big project, but we'll see.
The article that you wrote, is this part of this Disinvested series as well?
Oh yeah. So this is my final housing story. So I was doing housing for the first half of it, and then now I'm transitioning into criminal justice. And so I've got a story about reentry and kind of restorative justice type things that'll be coming up in the next issue. But yeah, I think you guys are going to have Leia on, but I'd also tell people to check out oh god, and I don't remember the name of the headline right off the top of my head. And I can send it to you guys so we can link it in the chat. But it's about temporary assistance for needy families, which is federal aid that we as a state receive to help out. If you're a single mom, you need help, you apply to the state, you get a check in the mail, however that works. And essentially, Nebraska, first off, denies people at the 4th highest rate in the country. We're behind Texas, Mississippi, and Arkansas. And over the last 5 years, so if you don't spend the amount of money they give you, it essentially sits in like a rainy day fund, is what they call it. And our rainy day fund has doubled in the last 5 years to $108 million. And, they have a plan supposedly to spend it, but they wouldn't talk to us about it. And there are a lot of there's a lot of questions about what is going on with that. And so here I'm going to find the because I think people are talking about it, and I'll link it in the chat.
Yeah.
But it is a pretty insane article. I mean, the amount of you can't even. I mean, one of the reasons for the high denial rate is you can't not be making more than like $9,000 a year and get help. So, like, let's say you're really struggling, and you get a part-time job or whatever, like you're supposed to be doing. I don't think you could have a part-time job and make less than $9,000 a year. I mean, it would just be there's a lot of there's so much to talk about with this story. I'm linking it in the chat so you guys can put it in there. But she'll be on here to talk about it.
Yeah. I was looking at the cover there, and that's my friend Morgan on the cover.
Oh, you know Morgan?
I know Morgan, yeah, and she Morgan did a campaign when I first got in town called "Enough is Enough." I don't know if you saw those yellow signs in everybody's yards. Yeah, that's who that is. So I'm glad that she moved out of town for a while. I'm glad she's back in town because she was a very powerful activist from what I can see from back in the day. And here she is on the cover, and she's speaking out and saying some stuff again. So I'm really glad to see that. It's just worlds colliding, man. I just love it when the plan comes together, like my man Hannibal says. Miss Erica Fell says, I recently learned that you can be actively dying. I'm not of cancer, and unless you're currently getting chemo or radiation, and your doctor says heat aggravates that treatment, you can't get electric energy assistance. So another point here in that article that about associated with this article where you need some assistance but can't get it for whatever reasons, which is real interesting. Brother Ronnie, I went ahead and put that link in there so you can check out that article there. Brother Bo, he says, where can I find the article and authors right here in the chat. Also, Brianna Full gives us a good morning, y'all, with some sunshine. Hey. Good morning. Welcome back, Miss Full. Welcome back. Happy belated birthday to you too. No, I'm sorry. There was a friend of yours that had a birthday. It's coming back to me. But happy to see you back again. If you're on Facebook, do us a favor and share the show so we can get as many people talking as possible. And definitely check out this article. We're going to have some roundtables. Matter of fact, I want to put it out there to the chat that we're going to have some discussions about this whole series of Disinvested that the reader has been working on here for the past few months. And anybody who wants to be a part of the conversation that we're going to have, we're going to film like a roundtable type of situation, have a conversation. Hit me up on the private chat or whatever, and let me know whether or not you want to be involved with that, because we want to put it out there to talk to you and see, and especially if you have connected to any of these articles or have lived through any of these things these articles are talking about, we would love to hear from you. So just want to put it out there to the chat chimers right now. Let us know. That's going to be happening probably a little bit after we get back on our trip. So a couple weeks, maybe 3 weeks from now, we're going to start organizing this thing. So read up on all of those articles. Go back and look at the past ones, and get versed in it again, so we can have some real serious discussion, if you will.
Yeah, and we should be hopefully pretty soon here having a kind of a homepage for it where you can like you don't have to search through and kind of like find them all. Like you'll be able to sort of just kind of like click through and like see all the stories right there. Cause yeah, right now it's not organized in the best way, but if we have like a really long story about something and it seems like it is talking about inequity or racism, you can pretty much assume that it's like part of this. I mean, this has been like our number one focus for the past 7.5 months. So
Man. Yeah, I remember when you were kind of proposing it and kind of, introduced the idea in the editorial meeting, and I was excited just to hear it. And to see now, several months later, the execution.
Yeah.
I'm pleased. I'm pleased and eager to see the work that you're going to do moving forward now, pivoting in social justice and restorative justice and things like that. So look forward to that. But for those who are wondering, again, the article is out now, live online, digging up the roots on Omaha's housing segregation. There's a lot of things in there. I was kind of skimming through the article as we had the conversation. A lot of things that weren't touched on that, I just urge people to go ahead and read it for yourselves. It's a very, very good article. And you know how baby boy do.
Baby boy bowling.
you know, always working.
Yeah, man. No, we appreciate you. We appreciate you putting in the work and just looking forward to what you continue to do.
Hey, man, we got Precious McKesson in the house. She says, thanks for all your work, Chris. And she says, count me in when it comes to that round table. So we're there you go. We got one down. Got Precious coming in.
That's a good one to have too.
Yeah. It's a good start. It's a good start.
Yeah.
Good to see you again, man. We're going to let you go, but you have a good one, and we will catch up with you real soon. And, yeah, man, keep on fighting the good fight.
I'll try. Thanks for having me on. It was nice seeing you guys.
Likewise. Peace.
All right, see ya.
Peace. There you go, ladies and gentlemen, from the Reader. You got Chris Baby Boy Bowling in the house, man. Always fighting the good fight, putting it down, man. I'm loving it. We'll take a quick break and come right back. Again, you're listening to First Sky Omaha Radio. First Sky Omaha in the morning. Paul B, Buddi3 Da Gawd, Star Trek Rich in the house. All of you, season 4 in full effect. Follow the money. Don't you go nowhere. We'll be right back. Oh, yeah. Sucker MCs. Putting old heads back on the stage. I heard a line, a cat rhyme yesterday that said, man, I got to find it now. I was pretty amazed by the line because he told such truth. I was like, this young man is telling such truth. I can't even believe it. His line said, Where's it at? Oh man, they took it down from me.
Oh man.
But anyway, basically he said when I speak the truth, when you speak the truth nowadays, you sound old.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? Like talking about MCs. I was like,
true.
Isn't that crazy?
True.
Zane says hello. How you doing, Zane? What's going on, buddy? Hey man, shout out to the Bay. Zane is on his second skateboard lesson. And is killing the game out there.
Yeah, I saw a video y'all put together. Kind of inspired me to get back on the board out there, man. Yeah. Man, those who know me, man, you know what's up, man. You can definitely, back in the day, you might catch me skating through the halls in school, man. Like we was true to it.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, me too. Back in the day too, I had to grab his board real quick. Like, let me show you. Little Uncle Paul show you how to do it. I got up there and got to watch. I was like, whoa, it's been a minute. But I love that little video my sister put together on with the Kick Push song on there, talking about he started when he was 6. I was like, Zane started when he's 6. That's dope.
Yeah. That was dope.
Yeah, that's what's up. Shout out to all those cats over there, man. The Normans, friends of mine, and the Bay and everybody who's doing things over there in Lincoln and bringing it out to North Omaha. Basically, they came out to North Omaha basically because the what was it called, the Millwork Commons. That's North Omaha, and yes, there is a small skate park here, and yes, there is some folks out getting it in. So that's what's up.
Man, that's nice. That's nice because thinking back to my skating days, like the only skating park we really knew about was out on 72nd, kind of by 72nd and Dodge area, and we weren't going to skate all the way out there. Didn't have real transportation, so we would just skate around the city. Like we would usually skate between North and Central and kind of be in the downtown area, just hitting street spots, but not very safe. Not very safe. So it's nice to have a place that skaters can go in the North Omaha area. Big shout out to the Bay, man. They do a lot of good work, not just for skaters, but artists. They do a lot of good stuff, man. So shout out to them.
Yeah. We are definitely going to form a partnership. They even have some programs that they're putting together for journalism for the youth as well. That's what they hit us up about. So we might even have a partnership with those cats, the Bay. And what's the name of the what's the other name? They've partnered with another company. I can't think of the name right now.
Is it Rabble Mill?
Yeah, Rabble Mill. Rabble Mill is doing a lot of the journalism side of it. So so shout out to them. It's all in the same gang, man. I love the fact that there's so many positive movements out here going on that can kind of connect and not leave folks out. That's what it's all about. So I appreciate that. Facebook you says there was one on 72nd and Cass and one on 72nd and Harrison. I couldn't stand driving my son way out there, but I did it daily. Wow,
yeah, man.
Miss Erica Phelps, you brought your son out daily to skate. That's what's up.
Man, I forget the name of that park, but yeah, that was like the only skate park in the Omaha area for quite some time.
Interesting. I'm gonna try to find the Bay here for.
Okay, yeah, brother Valentine, we'll try to link you up with that. Definitely. If you remember, here in Nebraska, they were kind of involved with that as well. Back in the day, here in Nebraska, did a lot of work with journalism, especially for the Omaha artists and just giving a spotlight to not just Omaha but Nebraska musicians. If I'm not mistaken, didn't you tour with them or do a couple shows?
I did. Yeah, I played in a band called Sam Aaron the Love Affair. Played drums and sang, and I was kind of, my eyes were open rolling with here in Nebraska because they took you all around rural parts of Nebraska. There was some of these joints I was going, I was like, I don't know if I want to do this.
Yeah.
But you got your band with you, so you like we'll handle whatever we need to handle. And we got out there, and them country folks was having a good time with us, and we had a good time with them. And I was very amazed about like how many people were coming out for some of these shows all around rural parts of Nebraska or other cities in Nebraska that I would have never ventured into. So I was getting impressed with that. Shout out to Here in Nebraska, and then Here in Nebraska formed into what now is Rabble Mill in the Bay. So so it's it's all good heads that are running this thing, and they're all about it. They used to come down to some of the town halls and some of the things that we used to have back in the day on 24th over there at what was that building that they had across from the first?
That was it, the study lab, study hall,
lab. The lab or something.
Yeah,
and so they used to come down there to talk about this journalism program they wanted to do, and they actually got some things going on where the youth are writing some stuff. So they're like us, man. It's like every company that you have, everything that you do, you're really a media company that happens to do something else.
Right.
If you and we have to have that now because we're so lacking in the news department of where to get real information. It's taking all these different creative ways to do that, and they're on that tip too. So I appreciate that with them. Also, Mr. Eckerfeld says he was very into skating. He had 2 friends that skated in the Juneteenth parade. I had to support him doing something healthy. He was a good kid. That's what's up. I was saying the same thing. The thing that I was talking about was how much of everybody kind of just treats skateboarding like it's a little white boy thing to do. It's kind of white culture a little bit to do that kind of thing. And in a lot of ways it is, but it's also one of those cultures that really open up to everyone. Like one thing you can say about skaters is they don't discriminate, bro, like at all. And then I watched Little Man do his thing, and there were some things he learned about that I was very happy he was learning about. Balance, number one on your board, balance. Number two, how to fall. He was a little bit like he would fall and be a little bit like, I fell. And after a couple falls off the skateboard, and we were like, good fall, brother, good fall. He was like, he shook it off and got right back up. There's a lot of good things to learn from being active and being around real teachers, people that really want to help you get busy on things, which I felt like they were over at the Bay. So there's a lot, man, and we talk a lot about this. There's the flag football situation out here too that we can get our youth involved in. The brothers are doing, and there's so many different things that we can do that you learn so many different things from, and programs to put them in.
This is a nice alley-oop, and I'm gonna go ahead and slam dunk it with this one, because not just sports and things like that, but also our youth getting into business here in the Omaha area and getting some national recognition for it, man. Big shout out to Aaron Burns, now the youngest restaurant owner in Nebraska, getting write-ups in the Shade Room and Black Enterprise and the Griot, and man, just getting some love, man, getting some real love for doing that. So yeah, man, just big shout out to our youth out here trying to do something positive, trying to stay out of trouble, trying to put their talents towards something positive, and also potentially give back to the community, man. So yeah, whether it's skating, sports, business, love seeing it.
Anybody know that young man? Let me know if anybody in the chat knows who that is. I heard that he was working at a ice cream, like a rolled ice cream joint. I wonder if it was
It was Mixon's. Yeah, it was Mixon's. And that's another thing, man. We got to get Trishana on here, man. And we'll definitely, actually, we had her, if you remember, Paul, we interviewed Trishana back in the Minus 101 days, kind of around like right before or after Mixon's had jumped off. And now fast forward, she has multiple locations. I think her empire has grown to a multi-million-dollar business. I mean, she's traveling the country doing, professional seminars and trainings, and I mean, she has her own podcast. I think Rick Ross was on the last episode. So yeah, she's doing big things. And now that influence is now reaching a trickle down effect and kind of a second generation with this latest opening from Aaron Burns, kind of seeing Trishana do her thing and getting inspired from it. So yeah, definitely big shout out to Aaron Burns. And of course, we can't forget another youth in the community doing big things. Big shout out to Idle Vital. Doing big things, still going strong. I don't know if y'all got that bomb pop yet, but that's looking pretty good. Pretty good,
bro. I can't. It's like necessity, bro. You gotta like it's like drugs. I gotta go there regularly and get hooked up from Idle Vital. Them juices are too good. Brianna Full says you should interview Blake Harris. He's a young black man who opened his own skate shop recently and does programming for young kids with skating.
Okay.
What? Didn't hear about that one.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Definitely bring that on, man. Because that's what it's all about, man. Entrepreneurship and not just starting businesses to make money and exploit the community, but entrepreneurship, starting businesses, and then paying that forward, rather inspiring or teaching in some way, shape, or form. So that's what we're all about. We'll definitely have to bring that person on and talk. Blake Harris. Okay. You know the name of the skate shop?
Man, please tell me. I'm gonna take little man over there for real.
For sure.
Brother Muhammad says my younger son still skate at 21. That's what's up, man. So you start skating, you will continue to do that. Also, let's see, Facebook user, I'm not sure, says it did throw me off. It was other black kids that turned him onto it. At first, I was worried what kind of kids he was around. Yeah, but like Brother Bo said in the chat too, man. The skater, where's that comment? He said everyone is accepted as a skater. True.
Yeah,
that's one community that does that. Even if it is even if it is predominantly one group, it's really not. It's really kind of like very accepting of everyone. It's one of those rare things where it's about the skating. It's about the thing. Like it doesn't matter what color you are, it doesn't matter where you come from, backgrounds. There's a lot of kind of punk attitude to it with white kids. Like we don't like how society shuts people out. We're gonna let everybody in, type of thing. Especially out here, I gotta say that out here, there's skate crews upon skate crews of black kids in California. I didn't know that it was really like a white boy thing until I moved to other places and saw that that's the majority of who does things. But it's never been a thing where it's been like you've been discriminated against out there on that. That's one of those alternative movements that brings everybody in. So that's what's up.
Also, speaking of the kind of kids you find yourself around, man, I still have a lot of friends, to this day that I'm cool with, that I, made, and, have memories of us just skating around, what I mean, just kind of carefree, living life. So
ties between hip hop and skating are very, very tight, and hip hop is the same kind of movement that brings everybody together. Brother Rich puts it in the chat. He says Far Side Skate Shop is the name of this.
Ooh, I like, man, that's a dope name. That's a dope name. Yeah, we got to check them out.
That's what's up, man. He says, that's right, brothers. Be creative, be yourselves. I love it. That's right. Kick, push, flow.
Yes, sir.
Right on. It is man, it's already 8:30 right now. Coming up on the haps that we got going on, man. We knew that it was gonna be a real loose day. We can talk to you, you talk to us. Let us know what you were doing over the break. Let us know what's important, some of the news items that stood out, some of the things that we're going to talk about and continue to talk about and trying to make some moves with. Again, this is season 4, Follow the Money. So we're going to be talking a lot about what's going on with the hundreds of millions of dollars that's coming into North Omaha, keeping our eye on some of those things. Shout out to Kimber Snipes, who's making some moves there. And also some financial literacy, also side hustles. What are you guys doing for side hustles? What are you guys doing to make it in this economy right now and all that good stuff? We want to know. So definitely do that. Vaughn Chapman says, much love to the parents of the children of Uvalde and much disappointment in the cowardly police department who did too little too late. Just heard this morning there was hundreds of cops that were out there that didn't go in.
Just standing around.
One of them I did see over the break, one of them whose wife was a teacher or something in there, said that he was detained, but he was actually like on his phone. He got caught on camera, like being on his phone. Yeah, man, it's a hot mess. Like I said, I knew something was up when Ice guy who was sitting at a bar ran into the joint and shot the dude. Like why is all these police officers standing out there and somebody who was sitting at a bar that's not even a cop
had to come and do something?
Yeah, dude. Bo said dope. Just went to a Far Side concert with the Allen man. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I was thinking when they said the young boy skate shop was named Far Side.
Yeah. I mean, spelled with a PH. Come on, man. That's not a coincidence, man.
That's super dope. I can't wait to go check that out. That's what's up. Over 300 officers were in the school, but doing what?
Wow.
They even are trying to charge them for they're saying they put their safety above the kids' safety. Like they're saying they actually explicitly said that. Like, you guys are
cowardly, man.
Right. That's straight up cowardly, man. Cowardly police activity right there as far as anybody's concerned. They're saying they didn't use any of the tactics and then they try to throw the blame on the school too. And some of the blame has to go to the school for not being ready for an active shooter. I couldn't even believe I was hearing it on the news. Like, what? Some of the blame's gonna be on the school for not being ready for an active shooter, while 300 cops are standing outside doing nothing.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna continue to talk about stuff like that as well throughout the season. So, yeah, man, sad situation, but thank you for bringing that to our attention. I did want to give a quick shout out to Facebook user brother Chris Muhammad. Says would love to work with you brothers somehow. Definitely love to team up however we can.
Yeah, man, absolutely. We're always about the team up. That's what this is about. It's about getting many people in the conversation and as many heads we can team up with as possible.
Teamwork makes the dream work, man. Don't just say it because it rhymes.
It's really real. Buddy, you want to take a quick break and come back in a minute?
Yes, sir.
Let's take a quick break. You're listening to First Sky Omaha Radio. First Sky Omaha in the morning. Paul B, Buddi3 Da Gawd, Star Trek Rich, all of you, stay tuned. We got the haps coming up next. It's not too late to put your 2 cents in. Chime into the chat. That's what we do. Stay tuned. I want to give a special shout out to everybody who is being reoccurring members of the channel as well. Those of you that allow us to go on a break for some weeks, knowing that we're going to come back and do the thing, and keeping your subscription, keeping your reoccurring payment. We have some $10 people, some $25 people, some $50 people. And we really, really appreciate everybody that has continued that on, knowing that we're trying to work behind the scenes to make the show better, to have better conversations, and to build out more content, which is what it is that we're working on now. There's a lot of good stuff that we're going to bring, and a lot of good partnerships we're making. And this is the beginning. The beginning is us getting together 3 times a week and having these discussions, because that drives all the rest of the content, all the rest of the stories, all the rest of the activity. So it's a thank you. It's up to you guys for us to have this conversation. We really appreciate that. And we really appreciate all the support, the people that are supporting this monetarily as well, in order for us to keep this rolling, keep this going. So really appreciate that. Definitely check out 1000fearlessofomaha.com, Brother Muhammad's site. A lot of good stuff on there, man. There's a lot of good ideas, a lot of good plans of action. Something to keep up with is definitely check it out if you can. And he put the link in the chat there for sure. Precious is talking about, Von Chapman says, breaks my heart every time I see the news. The victim's mom posted the other day on Twitter how she just received her daughter's book bag and it had bullet holes in it. So sad. Can't imagine, bro. Can't imagine. That's one thing. One thing that 10,000, brother. Sorry about that. 10,000 fearless of Omaha.com. My bad. Yeah, I was thinking, I was seeing that too. I was realizing that we were walking back into a situation where we're going to have to talk about multiple shootings, mass shootings, 2 or 3 people getting shot, all over the country. Stuff is going. Somebody just got shot at a shopping mall yesterday. 3 people just got killed by a shooter. So we left off in that world, and we in it still hard in that world of people just going crazy, going nuts with these guns and acting a fool. Can't even go out and just be in public, being at a regular mall or a restaurant or anything. Has any of these things affected you, the chat chimers? How much you guys go out? What you guys do? Where you go? What you looking at when you're out? I know that if I'm ever out with Lil Man, if I'm ever doing anything, I'm like extra scoping the scene these days, because like it doesn't matter where you are or what. Like it doesn't even matter where you are. It used to be if you were somewhere that was sketchy, then you might have to be extra vigilant and checking things out. But now it's like you just be at the store,
mall,
grocery store, anything,
movie theater.
So, unfortunately. I think sometimes we don't even look at it, but let's look at it. How has it affected how you go out?
And quite honestly, that's another aspect of following the money that we're kind of going to do for this season, is following these politicians and whose pockets are getting lined with some of these bills, man, because we're definitely, as we approach November, are going to see more and more, pushes and more things as far as gun bills, and that conversation is going to continue. I've been hearing a lot about it with Brian Kemp, what he's trying to do down here in Georgia. Of course, Pete Ricketts has been vocal about what he's trying to do in Nebraska as he makes his exit. So, yeah, we'll definitely continue to keep our eye on that throughout the season as well.
Precious McKesson says, I'm always watching now, especially at the grocery store. Facebook, Miss Erica Fell says, no, but I came of age in the dope era, 80s Oakland, so I've always been aware. When I first arrived here, I was told I'm paranoid. Nope, just aware.
Yeah.
That too, most def. Most def. I've lived in some places where that got ingrained in me to, keep your eye out. And then, of course, I grew up in a family of strong men who were just like, you don't sit with your back to the door in the first place. Watch out. So yeah, you gotta be extra though these days, and it's weird too, because like I worked as a security. I worked in security for like 12 years in LA,
man.
And you develop a little spidey sense about when you see something coming through the door, it's trouble. You know what those markers are.
You can feel it.
Them markers ain't worth nothing these days, bro. you gotta read. Like I don't even know what the markers are now. If I see an angry little white boy, that's a new marker. That's a new marker for me to be like, what's wrong with him? Ezra, I would ignore his little spoiled brat behind before. Now I'm a little bit like, what's his pockets looking like? You got a trench coat on. You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta
be skeptical, man. Gotta be safe.
Their markers have changed, man, in a big way. It's about my spidey sense don't work like it used to. That's for sure because now it needs to change up. It needs to change up. Question in the minds of those in this world are causing all of this turmoil we are witnessing. Does anyone think? Slow down. We should refuse those thoughts and learn something better about ourselves. Interesting question.
Your thoughts do inform your actions. So maybe gauge more what we're thinking about going along that thought. Yeah.
Could be. Precious says, I appreciate seeing the police on rooftops and garages during the Pride Parade this past Saturday. That still makes me nervous. That makes me nervous, bro. I don't like that at all. I didn't like that during Freedom Summer when the cops with the sniper rifles was on top of Due Space. I don't like no cops with no guns on the roof.
Yeah.
So if you appreciate seeing that if you appreciate that, then cool.
Is that sarcasm? I'm not sure if that's sarcasm or not. Because in a sense there has been some clashes. If you remember, right before we left, there was a clash at a Pride Parade. I forget where it was, but there was some incidents that happened at a Pride Parade and some counter protests and things like that going on. So in light of that,
I took it straight up. Precious don't do too much sarcasm on the chat part. I think she did appreciate it, and I can see why you would. I can see like if you felt like it was going to tip a certain way, you're going to see. We are in Nebraska, so they might be out in the streets trying to do something to some of these people in the Pride Parade, and if you felt like the cops were there to protect the marchers, I can see why you felt okay with that.
Okay, yeah, she says no sarcasm at all. Okay,
no,
just
she ain't usually sarcastic in the chat.
Just making sure.
Yeah. Brianna Full says, when are we going to talk about gun violence in our own community? 25% of gun deaths last year happened in a 1 mile radius of 24th and Lake. Very true.
Yeah.
Very true. Brother Ronnie Schill says, number one, Spidey sense works the same anymore. Yeah. I don't know I don't know, man. I guess it ain't all the way out the window, but you just got to add something to it. That's for sure.
Yeah. Has to develop.
Yeah. Mr. Circumfell says, I have mixed feelings about the police on roofs. Example, when police stopped illegally armed participants in the Juneteenth parade, I am never sure who they're keeping their sights on. That's what I'm saying. That's where I'm at with it. I like to talk to more people that were in the Pride Parade. I saw a whole bunch of people out there, and I know there were some in the chat that were out there. Do you feel safe with the police overlooking what was going on?
Man, let us know. Actually, that also reminds me, I think we went on break right before the Juneteenth parade. How was that? I didn't really hear too much about the Juneteenth parade.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, Precious said that she had something for Don Bacon.
Yeah. Yeah, how did that go?
I saw Don Bacon respond to it, but I didn't get a chance to see what y'all did. But I saw Don Bacon put a response out about it.
What'd he say?
Just
okay.
Yeah, I didn't even pay too much attention. It was just something like, "How dare they?" I don't know, whatever they said. Precious says, "Look, at the end of the day, something pops off. We all call the police. I'm not against the police, but no, they have tons of work to do, especially when it comes to community of colors." I actively don't call the police all the time. I don't know if we all do that. I mean, if something pops off real crazy, I might, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's just something you
gotta at least.
Unfortunately, you gotta think twice. Right. Unfortunately, you gotta think twice, man. It is what it is. It's very unfortunate, but you do, just especially when you have elements of mental health as a part of the situation. Just something you gotta think about.
Vaughn Chapman said, "Protect and serve doesn't mean the same for everybody."
There you go. And definitely when you add in the whole conversation we just had with Chris Bowling, I'm sure that informs how those areas are policed. And it's, and there's nothing that we don't know. So yeah, definitely, as Brother Von Chapman says, protect and serve means some different things to different people.
Most def. Miss Precious is talking about Don Bacon. She said, baby, he was, I'm going to say, I can hear her saying it too, baby. He was big man. Matter of fact, it is Monday. You know what it is on Wednesday. We want to have you back on, Precious, if you're there.
Yeah, if you can.
I haven't called you to solidify that yet, but we just kind of was like, well, we should keep on having Precious on if she wants to come on Wednesday. So
can't stop politicking with P.
Can't stop politicking with P unless P's done politicking, but I don't think she is. So let us know exactly. I'll save that story for when you come in on Wednesday, and let us know what went down with the Baconator. And let's find out what's going on with him. Wanda Lewis in the house says, where has Omaha 360 and U-Turn been? Haven't heard anything from them lately.
Okay. Good question.
Von Chapman says, police interrupted Senator Terrell McKinney in the Juneteenth parade. Yeah, we got to talk about that.
Man, I ain't hear about that.
Bro.
They cut him off?
Black Agenda Alliance and them were walking down the street with their guns, and they stopped them from being in the parade. They confronted, the police came and confronted them and held them at bay so that they couldn't walk in the parade. I wanted to hear firsthand. I was waiting to hear firsthand on some of that, so we got to have the brothers back on to talk about that one. But they straight up like acted like it was illegal for them to be carrying their guns.
Yeah, we got to dig into that one. Missed that one.
Yep. All right, Precious is down for Wednesday morning. Appreciate that.
Hey.
Mayor Sanchez in the house. What's happening? He says, when a group of police are on the scene, I should be designated as someone de-escalate the police. One should be designated as someone de-escalate the police. Yeah. It feels, if that's what I'm saying, like I'm...
Gotta think twice.
You gotta think twice. That's really what it boils down to. 8:47 right now. If you believe in the concept of time, we'll jump into the haps. I gotta say, it's been a great Monday morning. I love that we kept it loose today. We're able to talk about some of the things that you guys have been interested in, and just find out like what's been on your minds over the break, and what did you do over the break. You can always let us know. You can always hit us up at Friends at First Sky Omaha and leave some messages on that as well. Brianna Full says, I heard it was the organizers who told the police to stop BAA. Ooh, but the organizers said it was a misunderstanding. Can't wait to, bro. We got to have them cats on at least by Friday and hear what happened with that. Yeah. And of course, we didn't get no real news on it. We didn't get BAA and those brothers put some things out about what happened. And so that was the news. That was the real news.
But no, you saying no articles.
No articles. So I think that Noise was touching it. We gotta dig in a little bit more because I've really been waiting to get back on the show to have them brothers on to talk about that firsthand.
Man, yeah, I did not hear about that, but I knew I needed to ask about that Juneteenth parade because right when we went on break. So yeah, love to reach out. Does anyone know when Brother Terrell McKinney is expected to get back from Ghana? Is he back yet?
That's a good question. Can't wait to talk to him about that. We should do it on a Wednesday when Michelle's here. Lots of other chats coming in. Wanda Lewis says, although they did receive additional. Let's see where we at here. OWH put a story out on it almost 2 weeks later. Okay, it seemed to be only to stir stuff. Interesting. Okay, that's I didn't even make, that's what I'm saying. 2 weeks later they put something out. Like I wasn't even looking for it by then. Brother Sanchez says, I thought the NAACP asked the national chapter and it chapter just approved it. What are you guys talking about right now? Did I miss it?
I think he's saying the NAACP asked about the BAA's involvement and the national chapter disapproved it, which then caused them to ask him. Yeah, we'll have to get down to the bottom of it because this is a very, very interesting situation if the BAA is being kicked out because those brothers are doing some good work, man. Brothers and sisters doing some good work.
Really, really good work. Brianna Full said he's back today. Precious says he's headed back now.
Okay.
He may be back in the States. So, Brother Senator Terrell McKinney put some respect on his name. Got to have him up next for sure. Speaking of up next, What's the haps? Time for the haps. What's happening? What's going down? Ladies and gentlemen, time for the haps. It's time for us to talk about some of the things we think you need to be checking out and bigging up, and time for you to tell us what's going on as well, because I've been on a break and I haven't been paying attention to none of it.
Well, I'll kick off with some things happening in your neck of the woods, Paul B. The Benson area is going down. You did mention that it was recently recognized as was National Arts District, correct?
Yes.
It was a celebration of the arts going on in that area. August 5th, it'll be going down. Shout out to our friends over at the BFF Benson First Fridays. They will be having their New American Arts Festival, the 2022 edition, which is a celebration of all of our new American citizens, all of our refugee and immigrant brothers and sisters, celebrating their arts, their cultures. It's a beautiful, beautiful event. I had the pleasure of DJing it several years in a row. So yeah, man, if you have the time, August 5th, come down First Friday. There will be vendors, there'll be music, there will be food. It's just an all around good time. So definitely treat yourself and check that out. Celebrate our new brothers and sisters. Again, the New American Arts Festival 2022 going down Friday, August 5th, right there in the heart of Benson.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite festivals right there.
Yeah, man.
Every year, man.
It's always a good time. Always a good time. Also happening right there in Benson at the Benson Theater, July 21st. So that's coming up in the next couple of days, man. Red Velvet Curtain open mic.
Yep.
So, get on the mic, do your thing. Verbal Gumbo is back.
It has been, well, like it says here, the mic has been passed down from Verbal Gumbo to the Red Velvet Curtain open mic. Mm-hmm. So we got two new hosts, but it's going to be in the spirit and in the style of Verbal Gumbo. Verbal Gumbo is going to turn into an annual event, is what I heard. Yeah. Ooh. So keep the community in the vibe alive. I saw Tracy Shat in the chat earlier. Thanks for joining us. But check it out. Can't wait to hear you. I'm sure you're going to be there 8:00 on July 21st. Benson Theater, the new monthly event happening every third Thursday. Bring your poetry, speak your truth, enjoy the vibe. Red Velvet Curtain open mic is going down. Michelle Trostler is ED over there, so I heard she's going to be on the ones and twos and be part of that whole scene too. So that's what's up.
Definitely,
I love it.
Check it out. I've not been able to get to the Benson Theater yet, so please, y'all,
man.
Check it out. Yeah. In due time.
And speaking of which, one of the haps that's happening is with us on Wednesday. July 20th. Is going down. First Sky Omaha is having Katie Rain and DJ Vado in the house. Like I said, man, it's going Vado Films and Rain's Productions presents the interview. And Katie Rain's in town. She's going to be in house. Vado's in Atlanta, so he'll be remote, just like Buddy. And we're going to be talking about some things, man, picking his business brain. Me and this cat started at the same time with some of the video stuff going on. I went in one direction, he went to the other, and he's killing the game now with it. The game. And I love the Atlanta and Omaha connection that's happening as well with that. And making some serious money. Educate. He's got a whole academy for kids to teach kids how to film make.
Man. That's huge. It's all about paying it forward. And he's international with it, man. He's making big moves. So definitely looking forward to that conversation. Of course, Omaha's own Katie Rain, too. Yeah, you can't forget about Katie Rain doing her thing.
Doing her thing. And, of course, that day we'll be politicking with P. She just confirmed live on air. Politicking with P is going down on Wednesday. Pop's favorite day, Women's Wednesday. And we'll have Michelle Trostler on with a soapbox moment on that day as well. So full house on Wednesday. And that's how we're going to keep things rolling from now on. So appreciate everybody doing that. Let's see. Leah Keiser said, just posted a haps in Friends of First Sky. If you have time to shout it out, no worries. If not, let me go check and see. Let me see if I can grab it.
Yeah, I have it right here. It's Swing Left, Sip and Support. That's going down July 31st. You can drop in at any time, but it will be from 3 to 6 p.m. You can RSVP at swingleftnebraska.com/events. Again, that's swingleftnebraska.com/events. Again, this will be encouraging Democratic leaning voters to vote. As mentioned in the chat today, it seems like there's a lot of turmoil going on in the Nebraska's grand old party, and it's time for new blood, man. So this is a good opportunity for us to get some Democrats in there and get some people with some good ideas, man. Not just Democrats, but good people in the seats that we need in the seats. So again, this is a Swing Left event happening July 31st from 3 to 6 p.m. Again, RSVP at swingleftnebraska.com. Also, before we get out of here, cannot forget the street renaming ceremony honoring Mr. John Beasley. That's going down tomorrow at 3 p.m. at 30th and Grant Street. So you can check that out as well. Again, honoring the legend himself, giving the flowers while he can still smell them, Mr. John Beasley. Again, still acting, still doing big things, still killing the game, man. So come out, support this Omaha legend, and give him his flowers while he can receive them.
Please do. Want to give a shout out to who the people that told me that they wanted to help us with putting our calendar together, our official calendar together. It's time, season 4, to do that. So everybody who spoke up before that, whose name I didn't write down, please speak up again. I will write your name down this time, and we will get down on it. So really appreciate that. Also in the chat, real quick, Pop says the January 6th committee has its final broadcast on Thursday night, and they will recap everything that has happened over the last several weeks. Tune in on ABC. You will not believe what you hear. Wow. I've never seen him go off on any kind of trial, any kind of news thing like that. So it must be super interesting. I do know that they use a lot of multimedia in their presentations this time, which seems to have been the big story. They showed videos, they played audio clips of people actually saying the things that they said. You know what I'm saying? Like I heard it was a show. So I'm definitely going to jump in and check it out. Really appreciate that. Also, want to go back real quick when we were talking about this story with the BAA. Got a couple things that they were talking about with that. They said Precious says, please ask the BAA. They will give clarity. So before we speak on it anymore, we're going to definitely talk to the BAA. Wanda Lewis says this story was off limits. It was agreed by the NAACP and BAA that it would not be talked about in public. They had private meetings. We're still going to dig in and ask some questions. But I appreciate that information to know kind of like how sensitive this situation is, and we'll definitely treat it that way.
Yep.
And talk to the BAA first and foremost. And if they shut it down, we shut it down. That's what we're doing. So she said, baby, I can't wait to talk to y'all on Wednesday. I love when she says that. That's why I have to say it like her. I love when she goes, baby. Love it.
Got to use the voice.
Yep. Shout out to Juanita Johnson, District 2 representative, for organizing and completing the cleanup of Kuntz Park. And stay tuned for future volunteer endeavors requests. That's what's up.
Man, I was just going to mention that. Big shout out. I saw a lot of people. I think brother not Von Chapman. I forget who. I think Innomar Valentine posted that on the Friends of page. Big shout out. I think some of the biker clubs were out there. A lot of community members. So yeah. That's a beautiful. I think Los Diablos was out there. So yeah, man, it's a beautiful thing to see the community come together. And that actually reminded me of a call to action that Dewan put on his page that I wanted to reiterate and kind of pass out to the people. If you did not catch this, Dewan put out a very, very passionate call to action for the community members to pay more attention to the community, invest more into the community. And he says, Omaha, we are lost. We're wandering through darkness without any clear direction. Just a misconception that money will always matter more than the people who make it. And I'll paraphrase and kind of cut it down, but he says we need to work together now. We need to be proactive, not just not just reacting to old paradigms and accepting them as our fate. Please, if you care about me, listen to what I'm saying. We need us to save us. So again, big shout out to Dewan Lamont Hayes. Big shout out to everybody out there doing the work. Let's keep going.
There you go. One more before we get out of here. We got one more minute. Precious McKesson said, first Sky Omaha, y'all can start requesting your early ballots. Click on the link. We must show up November 6th. She put the link in the chat. So definitely check that out. And also Facebook user says, is there anyone here interested in how to learn better business skills? If so, email me at info@beeoriginalwear.com. Okay. Not sure who that is, but appreciate the look. We definitely all need better business skills for sure. Also, Wanda Lewis says some of our own people were witness collecting petition signatures to put a request for voters ID on the ballot. Some people will do anything for that almighty dollar. I talked to I found a brother who was doing that in front of bankers and talked to him. He didn't even know what he was doing. So
it's full circle what we were talking about.
Yeah. So November 8th. Okay. Brooke says, good show, guys. Leah Keister says, you guys are the best. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for everybody who came back and joined us and got deep into the conversation. We will talk about this more because I do want to, like I said, I had a really good conversation with a brother who was out trying to get people to sign petitions. And he told me a few things that from his side of things that I thought was interesting. But yeah, we got to kind of keep our eye out and spread the word here with some of these brothers that are out here doing these things. They're getting paid. Some of them are getting paid by the signature, like $15 a signature for some things. So there's a lot of different ways that people are trying to pay them to do these things. And a lot of brothers that are out here doing stuff don't even know what they asking people to sign. So because of this show, because of you guys hipping me to this, I asked that brother, do you know what this thing is for? Well, it's something about voting. Okay, did they tell you you're supposed to read this whole thing to me before I sign? Nah, they didn't say that. Have you read it? Nah, I haven't read it. You know, that's the thing. So we'll talk about it some more for sure. Facebook says, great to see everyone back. Drink water. I know that's Miss E saying that. Great to see everyone back. Drink water, mind your health, watch your money, and be good to yourselves. I love that. Watch your money. Appreciate you. Pop says, what a great show. You're back in full force. Love you. Keep it rolling. Appreciate you. Precious McKesson says, Wednesday show about to be lit. And baby, I'm going to be here for it. That's what's going on. Appreciate you. Appreciate all of you. We're going to go ahead and get out of here. It's 9:02. If you believe in the concept of time. Brother Bo says, thank you, brother. See you Black Wednesday. That's right. Bro. See you Black. See you Black Wednesday. We are telling people it's to stop voter oppression. They were telling people it's to stop voter oppression.
Got the game twisted, man.
Lots to talk about. Buddy, appreciate you as usual. Got some words for the people.
Man, as always, man, appreciate all the chat chimers swinging in, especially on the first episode, first day, season 4. We are underway. So yeah, man, we appreciate you again. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We are looking to expand in this season. So yeah, continue to support, and we're going to continue providing the content, the conversation, the platform for you to have your voices heard, have your minds be free. So until next time, Paul B, take it away.
Yo, want to give a shout out to everybody in the chat for sure, man. We cannot do this without you. They still throwing the news in. Leah Keister's talking about Rick's mom paid over $300,000 for the ID ballot. Yeah, we still got lots to talk about, and appreciate everybody who's throwing in the information, adding to the conversation. Appreciate all of you. Want to give a shout out and thanks to the Omaha tribe elders for allowing us to be on this land and speak while we're here. Shout out to our elders for allowing us to speak before them. Shout out to Star Trek Rich and the Weberized crew who just came back in like it was nothing this morning. Slide back in just like nothing. Just appreciate him doing what he does and the squad doing what they do, keeping this place together and having this place be a beautiful place for us to be able to convene and have these conversations. Just really, really appreciate their support all the time. Go to Weberize.com if you have podcast ideas. They are a business. And there's a lot of stuff going on here that you want to take advantage of. You can also continue conversations yourself by putting the podcast together. So come to Weberize.com and get your podcast out for sure. I want to give a shout out to all the chat chimers, all the reoccurring members as well. I really kind of touches my heart when I think about that. You guys allow us to take a break of 3 to 4 weeks. Even though we are not bringing the conversations on a daily basis during that time, you still have chosen to have your reoccurring memberships keep going, and that helps us get to the next level, get to these next chapters in what it is that we're trying to do. This one happens to be follow the money, and we're going to bring a lot of value when it comes to talking about financial literacy, when it comes to talking about side hustles, hooking people up with jobs, how we need to be working with these millions of dollars coming into the economy here in and all kinds of other money talk. So we hope to bring even more value here with this season, and just really thank you for sticking with us. Really appreciate it. With that said, I think we're going to go ahead and get on up out of here. Don't forget to tune in on Wednesday. Like Precious said, it's going to be lit.
It's lit.
Precious say it's going down for real. Baby, it's going down. All right, have a good one, y'all. Peace.
By the way, Vanguard. This is protected by the red, the black,